colour out of the brush. It's just that really, whatever's sort of left on it at this point. You know, I even have to go over it a couple of times just to get some colour, and that's fine too. Really tiny little bits of colour there now. Okay, so what that does is it does still have a nice glow, which is great. So, but before we go, and oh my goodness, I will say this, and so you will see some of it in there, and I'll take some photos, but it is a green that we can add, but be very soft. It is a nice way that I like to mute things down. So rather than making my muted colour on the paper, that actually has a little bit of magenta on my brush still in it. So that's a bit clearer. So that's just sap green that I have one of my colours. Now this bit here can definitely do with a little bit of that. And actually down and through here I might add that too, but I'll show you the result of it after. So I'll just move that up a little bit for you. So what I'm going to do, I still might do it as a dry brush just because I want to introduce the green just a little bit, but I want to have some of the pink showing through. So now really lightly, the lightest wash you can manage, even is fine, because it's just better to start lighter. It actually gives quite a warm sort of, where else do I put it? But really lightly, because it's even, just run a few little lines up through here. It'll just knock back some of the magenta and make it a little bit more of a shadow colour and a little more interesting. And just a tiny bit at the bottom edge. So this is where I look at my painting and I just, my photo, and just sort of squint my eyes and try and imagine where else I might see a little bit of colour. Now, I can see a little bit, but it's so light. I mean, really, there's just almost nothing on the brush. But it just adds a few other sort of tones in there that help break the monotony of the whole thing being that one colour. And I don't go over everything, and I'm sort of just going over this bottom part of the shadow, just into where the highlight starts.
So in the reference photo, when you're putting on the screen, are you more looking for areas that look kind of neutral or grey?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just something that looks a little bit like a bit muted, a bit more shadowy, kind of thing. And through here as well, and through the bottom part as well. But so yes, so that I would really lightly and only sort of at the end. And it doesn't have to be a bright green. I could actually do my other green, which I like even more Tear Viet. It's a really muted sage green. It's really nice. That would be great for this sort of stuff. And you can make that up using a lemon yellow and that ultramarine blue. And that will give you sort of because the lemon yellows are sort of, I think it has a bit of white in it or something. It's not at the most, it's a bit opaque. And so it gives you that milky sort of finish slightly, and then, so it's but it's a cool yellow and a cool blue. It makes you a nice cool, sort of sagey green. And that actually is a better colour, I think, to use for the shadow colours. A little bit at the top, and that's it. We'll better crack on with our days, or somebody better go to sleep, I suppose. Really. Oh, so I'm just doing a bit of there. Just sort of feathering it sort of in from the top down a little bit. Again, don't really know if there's too much more on the brush, but I do like to keep that sort of little difference between the two areas here, I think, for the moment. So, yeah, I will send you, obviously I'll try and do the upload. It takes forever, honestly. I mean, I know the world is connected, but we're not brilliant. It's very slow to upload things, but I'll do that today and send you the photo of this, and that's your homework for the week if you want to catch up and do everything up until this point. If not, something to look forward to over Christmas perhaps, or something, whenever you think you might get that done.